here with Amber Houchen, and Amber is our first interview with an assistant to a top producer, which I think is fascinating. I think there's a lot of interest from people that are maybe on the fence of hiring an assistant, like what can an assistant do for me? And there's a lot of people that have assistants that maybe feel like, man, maybe my assistant could be doing more for me, or maybe I could adjust what they're doing for me. So this is going to be a very interesting interview, so thank you for doing this.
Oh, my pleasure.
So you are an assistant to Robin Simpson, who is a top producing real estate agent and has been for years.
Yes.
She's a broker, actually. And so, in talking about when you started with Robin, it's been 19 months now.
Correct.
You came into the business not knowing anything. You'd never been a real estate assistant before, right?
That is absolutely correct. Brand new. Yeah.
So we were talking before in our pre-interview section, your best recommendation to somebody that's like you starting fresh is what?
Listen to your agent and really understand that it's okay to ask questions. If you're not sure, ask, especially before you do something that you're not sure of, because you want to make sure it's right.
You want to get it done right.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So here's what's interesting too about, I think it's a credit to Robin, as we've been talking about, is that you are in attendance at every class, at every training event. She'll actually take you to conventions and other things. And I train a lot of people, I coach a lot of people. I don't think a lot of top producing agents are doing that, because in their minds they say to themselves, hey, if I'm paying this person, I want them in the salt mine, cranking out work.
Yeah.
Why do you think Robin does that? Why do you think she wants you there?
Well, as a teacher, I think she knows the value of education, and I think that she can appreciate me learning as much as I can about the industry, about the processes, so that I can be the best assistant for her and make her business better.
And what's interesting is that she allowed you the freedom to get licensed. Now you're a licensed agent.
Absolutely.
So that's giving you some advantages, of course. I want to dig into a little bit of your day, because you're a full-time assistant.
Correct.
And we were talking about what makes up Amber's day.
Yes.
And so what does make up your day?
So I do a lot of the marketing, social media, social marketing. I actually have done a lot of the website design for her website through the John L. Scott website platform, which I think is fabulous and so easy to use. I also do all the work for the CRM, clientele, make sure that I'm creating emails on the platform, making sure all of the information is correct. When we do mass mails, I handwrite all the envelopes, which I think is a value, because I don't think that a lot of people open that stuff.
How many are you handwriting then?
I write at least 200, 250 per mailing.
Per mailing,
so
that's a lot.
yeah.
So this is interesting, because we were talking about just databases in general before class. I know you guys have used Top Producer, now you're using another system, but when it comes to how you're separating couples out, I hadn't heard this before.
Oh, yeah.
So how do you treat a couple in your database?
So we do separate them out, and
So the man and the wife are two separate categories,
or-
two separate accounts.
or the female and the female, male.
Oh, yeah.
Any significant
any make
other,
and model, right?
Yeah. We separate them out because you never know
Right.
if something will happen to that couple, and they divorce, they break up, they no longer are living together.
I guess that could be true of like a girlfriend-boyfriend situation.
Absolutely.
Or just two people together.
They
can break up too.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
And so we treat them as individuals. We send them individual mail, just like they're a singular person.
You ever get a reaction like, why don't you put us together?
No, not really, especially if they have separate emails.
Yeah.
If they have one email, we'll send it to them as a couple, because I think that, they've only provided that information. We want to get it out to both of them, so we don't want to separate them like that.
I guess there's another theory too, is they're getting hit twice.
Exactly.
Every time they're getting two marketing messages every single time.
Right, exactly.
Very, very smart.
Yeah.
So let's talk about social media, because Robin is big in social media.
Yes.
Tell us, first of all the platforms you guys are operating in.
We use Facebook, both personal and business pages. We use Instagram, and I love Instagram because video and photos mean the world to this world right now.
That's right.
And Twitter and Pinterest and our website.
So So I have to say, just listening to that list, I don't think Robin could do it without an assistant. That's a big list, right?
It's a big list, and it takes some time.
So you're doing, we were talking before the interview, we were in our pre-interview, how much you're doing. So what does that look like in a week? Are you posting daily? Are you posting weekly? What are you doing?
I post daily.
To every platform?
Every platform,
Wow.
except Robin's personal page, which she does manage herself. Unless we have a property that is an open house, we'll add it to her personal page. But otherwise, she handles personal, and I handle all the other platforms.
Wow. So we were talking about the difference between, there are some services out there, Hoot Owl, other ones like that.
Yes.
You can put one post in and it will go to all
Right.
these different platforms and it seems easier, but
Yes.
you've made the choice to hand enter every post.
Correct.
Why?
I have used both ways, and the Hootsuites and the platforms that mass produce.
I said Hoot Owl. Hootsuite's the right one.
Hootsuite. No worries. There's two lines of thinking on that. One, if you do a system like that and just let it go, you're not paying attention to the pages that you're managing and whether or not that intel is actually getting to those pages. Also, each platform is a little bit different in how you can present information.
Right.
So you want to make sure that that content is getting to those pages correctly.
When somebody reacts and you have a comment, are you the one commenting back as Robin?
Right? No, I do not catfish Robin. I will tell her that there's a comment and let her respond accordingly. I do type in the message.
Got it. We
Yeah.
also talked, it was very interesting too, because over the years I've had an assistant as an agent and a broker, and I often offloaded thank you cards to them and had them write the thank you cards. Robin's made the choice not to do that, though.
No,
right?
Robin will write her own thank yous, and I think that that's a true value.
Mhm.
I think that as a successful person, you get help, lots of help along the way to build up that success and to have that gratitude yourself for each of those individuals
Mhm.
is important.
So we were talking also about your a big part of your day is spent in transaction management, as you'd expect,
Yes.
transaction coordination.
Yes,
You work from a checklist.
correct.
And so from that checklist, you're taking deadlines and dates and transferring that into the schedule?
Yes, I put all of the deadlines, inspections, appraisals, closing, things of that nature into our calendar and make sure.
And are you ordering inspections sometimes and appraisals and those kind of things? That's part of your job?
Well, the bank orders the appraisal, but I keep on top of the lender to make sure that it's been ordered.
Mhm. You communicate with the lender and say, hey, has it been
Yes,
ordered? Okay.
yes.
And then report that back to Robin.
Yeah, I keep track of it. I don't usually hire the inspector unless Robin says, hey,
Hire
can you
this
call
inspector."
call them and see when their schedule is?
Yeah.
Just like with a photographer, call and see when his schedule is, and let's get him on the next
But you,
available date.
You then schedule with the client, like the inspector will be there on this date, photographer will be on this date.
Yeah, if they are occupying the home, I will let them know that an inspector is coming by, the appraisal is being done. Sometimes Robin will handle that herself if she's already talking to the client and let them know. And, we work as a team.
Sure.
I am her assistant, but we definitely work as a team. So we're always talking back and forth about what needs to happen, things that needs to be generated out and discussed with clients. She is hands-on with her clients, so she does all of the really intricate,
the client touch.
Herself.
So you're supporting her.
I'm supporting
her
that.
client touch.
Exactly.
So when you look at like other things that are always recommended when we're talking about database management, like networking meetings every week, and you're supporting Robin in her schedule to get those done, but also pop-bys. You guys do 2 to 4 pop-bys a year, sounds like?
Yeah.
So you're
Yes.
part of the creation
I,
of that? Okay.
well, she definitely is the creator of the gift.
Yeah.
I
You're the assembler?
I helped assemble it, and then she definitely hand delivers
I have
that.
a question about that. As when you're doing a pop-by gift, is it going to your entire whatever, 250 person database, or is it just your top A's, top B's? What do you do?
It's very specific, and it also depends on the time of year. So, Christmas, you get a little bit more intricate with your clients, and you want to provide each of them with something. Closing gifts sometimes. I mean, it's not a pop by, but it's definitely a gift
Yeah.
that needs, some special touches.
Sure. You're doing it. Are you personalizing every closing gift?
We try our
You try to,
best.
yeah.
Yes, absolutely. We want it to be special. I think it's an extra value for that gift to be definitely something they can use. We've had the analogy, if you give a wine bottle to somebody who doesn't drink, it's kind of not good form, right? You should know.
Yeah, don't do that.
So, we try and make it special. There's been occasions where Robin will have an event for her clients. She did a paint and sip with some of her female clients and had that personal one-on-one touch. She coordinated with a symphony committee, and they got together and had a table at an event, and she had special little giveaways for each of those people at her table.
Nice.
So yeah, just special little touches, and then sometimes there's the bigger mass grouping of something to
Great.
the clients.
Amber, you've done a fantastic job.
Thank you so
for all your
much.
insights.
Thanks for
I'm
having
sure everybody's
me.
going to learn
I
a
hope
lot
so.
from